Insiders, and welcome to the first edition of Yo Gymnastics. I'm Evan Heiter. I'm bringing you all the action this season long from the NCAA scene in men's and women's gymnastics. I'm excited to be here. Thanks for watching in advance. Okay. The first thing I want to talk about is, like many of you, I'm watching a lot of these NCAA meets online. So there are this rare breed of web stream commentators who probably haven't seen gymnastics and they just learned to phonetically spell it. And you can barely tell, I promise. But you get a lot of these commentators who are just excited to be there, and it's probably their first job, maybe their second. And they come on the scene like this. It's a great day here at the ABC Pavilion, and we are so excited to be watching this gymnastic action. There are 4 apparatus that we're doing today. We are excited. The girls are down there. They look like little G.I. Joe action figures, and they're wearing sparkly outfits, and it's just great, and I am so excited to be here. Oh, it should be good. And it's like, first of all, slow down. Second of all, gymnasts are small, so you're going to need to know that beforehand going in. It's like you're seeing this small army of athletes, and you're just like, what's happening? Yeah, that's kind of gymnastics thing. So get used to that. You also have the commentator who, one of my biggest pet peeves is watching the stream. You see a girl get up on beam, and the commentator, first thing they say, she's just mounted the bar, and she's up there working. Oh, it's very narrow. That beam doesn't look like a bar. It's square, covered in leather, and some parts of it are wood or metal. That doesn't constitute as a bar. It's usually not even located near the bars, but a lot of times you hear the bar instead of the beam. So the beam, it's there. You should know. And then you have the commentator who is probably an alumni of the team and probably isn't the most outgoing, but she's still around, and she's just reading like straight roster. Like, she's a 5'5" senior from Sioux Falls, South Dakota. She has brown hair instantly like her teammate before her did. She's really working well up there. I'm excited to see what she does next. Wow. You're gonna need to turn it on. Give me a little bit more than that. I don't need like a physical assessment because I'm watching. So unless you're doing the audio stream, you could maybe stay away from the height, weight, dimensions, and talk about gymnastics, because I'm sure you have a lot of great things to say. One piece of advice for web stream commentators is if a girl does a double back to her face and hands and knees and will have rug burns on her face afterwards, it is not a little bit short. Ooh, a little bit short on that dismount. So if she landed on her knees, you would be like, success, she's ready to add a twist, we're ready to upgrade. Not so much. So give the gymnast the credit where the credit is due, but don't sugarcoat it for us. A lot of people who are spending their time watching a web stream of a gymnastics meet probably know that that's not what's supposed to happen. Maybe it's just me. I don't know. One of my favorite things about gymnastics, especially on the girls' side, they obviously use a modified level 10 scoring system, but it really breaks down to who can do the best, most difficult, most skills. They don't need to get a 10. So that judge who has the stopwatch on beam is sometimes just timing to see how quick a girl can get to a 10 and probably giving out 0.025 bonus because they're like, oh, split jump, she connected, that's a 10, and discreetly slide a piece of paper to the head judge at the end of the routine. But really, I would encourage all these athletes. I know that there's such great potential in the NCAA, especially this year. Use those progressions. Coaches, don't be afraid to really cap off the season in a big way. I want to see those big skills. Everyone wants to see those big skills, and we know that your athletes are talented enough to do them. So don't hold back. Throw in a bow. Now, the glitz, the glamour, the adoring fans, packed arenas, kind of like an arena rock tour in the 80s. See Poison and or Whitesnake, something along those lines. Of course, I'm talking about men's NCAA gymnastics. But It's upon us, and the big story from this past weekend, not all the men's teams have competed, but Oklahoma University won their 14th consecutive Rocky Mountain Open, therefore confirming that there has been at least 14 seasons of no competition at the Rocky Mountain Open. Just kidding. Oklahoma did well to defeat Nebraska, Air Force, and a few other teams comprised in that meet. One thing that is important to note is that men's NCAA scoring has changed a little bit again this year. And by that I mean we'll count 5 scores instead of 4 out of 6. So you're looking to see, 15 is obviously still a good men's NCAA score. So 75 points per event or 450 total is a really boss number to get this year. So look for that. Obviously, we'll see scores kind of teetering around the 440, 445 mark, probably in this early part of the season, but I'm going to give credit where credit is due. More than half of the men's Olympic team was a product or a current men's NCAA athlete. So, that's a big deal. Not many sports can say that. And, being as selective as it is, it just shows you that men's NCAA gymnastics doing us real solid and bringing some big numbers. The next thing I want to talk about is a gymnast from LSU on the women's side, obviously, and her name is Lamincia Hall. Now, if you haven't seen her floor routine yet, we're going to link it probably somewhere around here, maybe up there. We'll see. But check it out, and then pause this video, open another window, because I have a lot to say about it. First of all, I respect anyone who gets buck. And for Lamincia to be doing this on the floor exercise mat, I love it. The second thing is that she's basically aggressively taunting herself to make a mistake. She's like, how is she supposed to do that routine after landing out of bounds or taking a short landing? She goes, you almost can't. And so far this season, she has not. She's delivered. Her routine has looked better from week 1 to week 2. I'm a little scared of her, which probably helps the cause. But this is also something like Dee Bro's 85th season coaching at LSU. So they are really starting off well. They just defeated Florida last week. And, I wish them all the best and success because they're performing really, really well. I want to end this week by talking about some of the top women's programs. We're going to do the top 4 this week. But my big thing is that I want to give credit where credit is due. If you're doing great gymnastics, maybe not necessarily getting the scores that you deserve or will be getting later on in the season, I'm going to talk about you. I'm going to give you a warm fuzzy, like a woolen blanket is what I'm going to give to you in the form of my words on this video. But UCLA ranked number 1, holy amounts of California girl talent. Do I think they're working to their potential yet? Not quite. Am I also intrigued to see what they do on the road? Definitely. The new Poly Pavilion is an amazing facility. It looks like they're packing the house. Obviously, they're also packing the scores in there as well. They have so much talent. I'm really intrigued. Sofina De Jesus serves Sassy Floor Exercise Realness. Check it out. I'll try and find a link because it is awesome. University of Michigan. Clever, no seniors graduated last year. University of Michigan recruiting process. But Michigan is obviously bearing the fruits of hard work and really coming out of the gates running this year. Balance beam will be a big event for the Wolverines this season, as with everyone else. But particularly with Michigan, they have great potential on bars and floor, vault. They have some athletes that aren't even in their lineup yet. So watch for them. Congrats to Michigan, number 2. Florida, so stacked this year. Oh my gosh. I really expect big things out of this team solely based on the names that are on their roster. Bridget, Keitra, Ajane, Mackenzie, Bridget, Marissa, and Ethel. One of those is made up. I will let you guess which one, but the Gators have come out well this season, and being so close last year, I've got to imagine that Rhonda Fain and her coaching staff are focused on the postseason and really just succeeding there. They were just handed a loss from LSU, at LSU though, so you've got to think that down the road, Florida is just looking for those big SEC regional and NCAA meets to, really put their full potential out there. So I'm watching for you. Oklahoma is tied for third right now with Florida. Are they fighters? Yes. Do I love their competitive spirit that they obviously bring to the game? Yes, I do. Do I think that they can upgrade and need to upgrade and show bigger skills? Definitely yes. So watch for the Sooners to do that. I hope crossies count. So that is it for this week. This has been Yo Gymnastics. Again, it's not mine, it's not ours, it's yours. I've been Evan Heiter. Make sure you check this video out on our YouTube channel. We'll also be posting links to it on Facebook. Inside Gymnastics is our Facebook. That was a parenthetical kind of pause. And then on Twitter, we're at Inside Gym. Instagram, we're at Inside Gym. Thank you so much. I look forward to talking about all the great things that happen in competition this weekend. Athletes, stay safe, have fun. Coaches, do your job.